Grand Rising. Your churches have hated you. Your churches know that they have been doing evil and they wanted you to go down with the ship. They give you this false doctrine of Paul offered you forgiveness. But what did you need forgiveness for? Most of you guys seem to think that you've done absolutely nothing. You think that, you haven't done any sinning. Most High hasn't seen anything. Paul offered you forgiveness. But see, the church is well aware of the covenant made between Noah and his sons and the Most High. And I'm going to show you a little something from the Sea Friend, the book of Jasher. If you want more information, go to my YouTube channel, look up Big Judah, and you'll go to my channel. And I did this information. I went over this information more in depth over there. This is the story of Jasher, okay? It's in the book of Jasher. And Shechem has raped Dinah, the sister of the brothers, of the 12 tribes, okay? And the thing was that she was raped, and they talk about who deserves death. And then we're talking about who deserves death for this, for this action. And look at who it was. It wasn't just a person. It wasn't just Shechem who raped Dinah. It was other people also. It says, Shechem has both ravaged, it's over on the left-hand side, verse 21. Shechem has both ravaged and committed fornication with our sister, and not one of all the people of the city spoke a word to him. Surely you know and understand that the judgment of death is due upon Shechem and to his father and to the whole city on account of the thing which he has done. Now, you got to understand that there was a covenant already made, okay? And you go to the right-hand side over here in verse 34. It says, we know that death is due to these wicked ones and to their city, because they transgressed that which Elohim had commanded unto Noah and his children, okay, and his seed after them. This covenant, okay, applies to everyone, okay, all the descendants of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, so it wasn't just Shechem that was deserving of death. It was also his father, and it was also the whole city, because they let it happen, and they said not a word. Now, your churches are well aware of this, okay? And I spoke about this in my last video that I just did, and it was talking about how Most High gave it to me right at the end of my video that I just put up. And it was talking about, during the time of the Inquisition, they would have auto da fes. And that was when they were pretty much, they would get all these people, they would sentence them to all these horrible sentences, to death, to burning, strangulation, whatever else. But the churches would make everyone attend. Now, if the church, which we already know, is aware of of this covenant, now you understand why it is that they always want to make sure that everyone in the city shows up to these auto da fes. If you don't show up, then they figure that you are guilty because you don't want to be a part of this, and they're going to pretty much make you a subject of the Inquisition, and you're probably going to be one of the ones getting killed at the next auto da fe that they have. You see what I'm saying? So now you see what these churches have done. These churches have condemned you. They have made you complicit to their murders, complicit to their actions. He made you guys pretty much go out, watch. Maybe you didn't have to participate, but the fact that you were there and you said nothing made you complicit. Now you see why they hid the book of Jasher. And the book of Jubilees goes into what this covenant is between Noah and his sons. Like I said, I can't do all that here because it's like a short amount of time here, but you can go to my YouTube channel and check out the video there where I go into it in more depth. So now, okay, you got auto da fes, they're forcing people to go do those, to watch these things. Fast forward to today. Do we not just see the same thing going on with George Floyd? They do the same thing even to today, except now they broadcast it on television. All these people watch this police officer kill George Floyd. They watched him murder him on television. And then what do? Oh, well, if George Floyd would have done this, if he would have done that, then he wouldn't have gotten killed. If he would have just listened to the officers, then he wouldn't have gotten killed. See, now they got you justifying their actions, which now makes you complicit with their actions. That makes you complicit with their murder. The churches know this. This is why they broadcast this stuff. Okay? Just like that guy who was in one of the Black Lives Matters, I forgot his name, some young kid who had a gun and ended up killing a couple of people, a couple of the protesters. And all these people came up with all this money to set up a defense fund for him. He goes out there and he cries, and all of a sudden he gets off. And all these people are like clapping and happy because, this one white dude gets off for killing, these people. They always look for these technicalities. Now, you look at all these, you look at Rodney King. You watch him getting beat half to death. When I was younger, we watched that. We watched it. Then we go to a trial. The cops get off. All these people justify what's going on. See, you see what I'm saying? Like, all these things that have been happening, they make everyone watch. Now, before, at Emmett Till, they were talking and all these people were getting off. They watched him get murdered. They had a trial. People got off. Black Wall Street, when they were going to try to string up the young man for the accusation, and they ended up burning down the whole city. And for 75 years after Black Wall Street, after the action, after they burned the city, killed all these people, no one said a word until pretty much everyone died off. And then they want to talk about it now because there's no witnesses to their crimes. So then they can paint the story however they want to, because most people that were living aren't there anymore. Or if they are, they're too old to really recollect like this because they're probably young at that time. Now you see why society they broadcast everything. They put everything on television. They put these trials out there, like that cop in Texas that went in, the lady cop who went in and killed the guy in his apartment. She's like, I didn't know this wasn't my apartment. I didn't realize this wasn't my apartment. So, she ended up going to jail, but it was funny because remember the judge who was hugging her? And they felt so bad because they had to put her in jail because, it was just wrong for her to have to pay for her crimes. You see what I'm saying? So even still, you see it. Now you're starting to see what's going on here. Your churches have made you complicit. You didn't even know it. They know these covenants. They know the things that, that the Most High has made an agreement with the people. So in order for them to make you go down with the ship, they hide everything. They hide this covenant. They've hidden this covenant from you. And see, don't get pissed and upset because I'm showing you this information. You should be getting pissed and upset at your churches and your pastors and your priests for lying to you about it. You see what I'm saying? They want you to, there's these two buildings that got knocked down in New York. Okay? They made us watch these planes go in and crash into them, right? Over and over and over and over and over again. Then later on, there was all these stories about people not going to work that day. Like it wasn't impossible for planes to knock down these buildings like this. You start hearing, and they call them all conspiracy theories and whatever else. Hey man, whatever you believe, whatever it is you want to believe. But they made everyone watch this stuff over and over again. And what did they do? They went after all these other countries that did not even have supposedly anything to do with that day, but they made all these other countries pay for what happened. And the vast majority of the world, especially here in America, we were conditioned to believe that pretty much anything that the Americans say is okay. Anything that they do is okay. And they went ahead and killed millions and millions of people from other countries because of something that happened here. But we don't even have all the facts of exactly what happened here. But they make everyone complicit. Hey, I was guilty of that because I wasn't in the truth. And I was like, oh man, we got to get these people for what they did to us and this and that. Because I drank the Kool-Aid at that time too. But like I said, when the Most High awakened you, and it's like, okay, hold on, man. We got to look at what's going on. I said, there's going to have to be some repercussions for people who seem to, everyone seems to think that, well, I didn't have slaves. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. So I'm not going to have to pay. But the thing is that you've watched this society that is in this injustice has been going on, and you said nothing. And that's why in Matthew 25 it says, for when I was hungered and ye gave me no meat, and I was thirsty and gave me no drink, and I was a stranger and ye took me in, it took me not in, naked and ye clothed me not, sick and in prison and ye visited me not. Then shall they say unto us, when did we see you like this in this situation? When you saw my brethren, my people in a situation, and you just ignored it, you were doing it to the Most High. This is why it's important to understand that this covenant and you watching and not saying a word has also made you complicit. Shalom.